Yo, what's up guys? Have you ever wanted to make your entire stream brand in Canva completely for free? You wanna learn how to make something like this? Does your stream need healing? You've come to the right place. My name is Dr. Heals and I'm your content cleric. Today I'm going to teach you how to make an entire stream brand in Canva for free. As a reminder, we make all these videos live over on Twitch, so if you're not already, make sure you follow me over there. The link is down in the description. Today we're going to be making a stream brand for a channel that was completely made up and chosen by Twitch chat. So if you ever want to have any input in these kind of videos, again, make sure you check me out on Twitch. All right, future editing Heals here. I wanted to add in something that I forgot to mention in this video is I want to keep doing these Twitch branding packages in Canva, but I kind of had a thought, what if instead of just doing them for made up channels like we're going to do here today, what if I did them for your channel? So here's what I was thinking. If you would like to have me make your channel brand in Canva and make a video on it and post it and obviously send you everything that I made, then leave a comment down below with your Twitch name. If I select you, I will message you and we'll get all the information and we'll get the video rolling. So go and leave that comment down below. But today we're making a stream brand for a musician's channel, and the name is Lion Chaser. This is all directly from Twitch. So with that said, let's go ahead and get into the video. Okay, first thing, if you haven't already, go ahead and open up Canva. For this, you won't necessarily need Canva Pro, but it'll certainly help. So if you want 45 days of Canva Pro for free, I'll have my affiliate link down in the description. First thing we're gonna do is this box right here, which will normally say search your content or canvas or templates. I wanna leave templates selected, and I wanna search for Twitch overlay. And this is where I'm really gonna start. This is gonna be kind of the foundation of our branding that we're building. Now, I've already decided for this channel we're building out, he is going to be a musician that focuses on electric guitar and singing and kind of doing covers and some songwriting, right? So I gotta have this idea. He's gonna be a little bit edgy, but you know your channel better than anyone else. So go through here and find something that kind of fits for you, right? For this particular channel, I want to go with music. I want to go with edgy. I want to go with bright contrasting colors. And so I think the one that I want to go with, I seen right up here. I want to go with this one that kind of has this paint effect. But if you go look through here, there are tons and tons and tons of options. And then if you like a design and you want to see something a little more like that, you can click on these three dots and see preview this template. It will make it larger, but then it'll also recommend more to you. And you can actually just keep clicking on these and getting a large preview. This is actually really cool. I use a lot of these typographical effects in my own branding, but yeah, just give you a few more to look at just like this. When you have the one you want, which this is the one I want, just go ahead and click customize this template, or you can hit the star to add it to your favorite template. So I'm going to click customize this template. And this is where the entire start of our branding is going to come from, is from this template. We're going to use everything in this just over and over and over again to have consistent branding. So one of the things that you want with your branding is you want to have consistent typography. So you want to be using the same fonts. This is Antonio Bold. This is Edo. This is Anton. Those will be the three fonts that I use throughout the entire branding. I will not change from those three fonts. And in fact, I'm probably just going to use these two fonts the most. Then you want to also keep colors. Now, I think I'm going to change away from these colors, but I want to keep consistent colors through all of my branding. That's how you go from feeling like an amateur to a pro, is through those little branding details. So very first thing to do, easiest thing for us to do is change the name. We're not Jester Jack, we're Lion Chaser, right? And we don't play MMORPGs. We do rock music. So we'll just say rock and roll, right? That feels very cliche, but that's fine. Let's just move on. Next thing to do is I'm going to change for this particular template. I'm going to have to change all of these names to just say Lion Chaser. And so give me just a moment while I do that. Just like that, I have typed it out a million times. And if you want another reason that you should come hang out on Twitch, is you can come and make fun of me as I finish typing it out and telling me that I could have copy pasted in. Very correct, Spurg. I could have absolutely copy and pasted it, but we're here now. We're putting in the work. All right, next thing I'm gonna do is I'm just continuing to customize this out. I don't really want these. That's up to you. You could have these down here if you prefer to have your social links and stuff. I don't. The main social that I promote is Twitch. So if you're already here, I'm pretty much good. And what I would do here is, if you look underneath my camera, I have this little rotating widget. This is from Alpha Gaming, or Senpai Gaming now, I believe. I would likely have that little widget right here that's kind of rotating through everything that's happening. I'll look. I've had trouble finding it again in the past, but if I can find the link to the video where I got this from, I'll put it down in the description with all the other stuff. So the very next thing I want to do is I want to change up my color scheme. Now, I will be honest, color is always one of my greatest struggles, right? There is just a particular art that goes into your color scheme and color matching, one that I don't always have. So what I like to do is I like to go and look at artists who do. And so I may go to Google and look up some different color schemes, or I may scroll through some templates and just click on a few and look at these colors and see if I can find anything that I like. Or just replace the current one. Like these shades of blue, I think are nice. This orange and black, I think is nice. But I think what I want to go with for this branding is actually just this bright yellow and blacks. I think that will look really good. So let's start changing the biggest stuff. We'll just start making all of these black. I can click and hold down Shift and multi-select all these pieces that I want to be black. Actually, just kidding. Evidently, you cannot edit the color if you do that. So we will go one at a time. Okay, so now that I have all that, I'm just going to go and start making this. And since I have this down here in my document, it's now adding it to my document colors. And so I don't have to go and try to like still that color. It pops up right here. And yeah, I actually like a lot how that brighter yellow is looking already. Next thing I want to do is, you know what, let's keep the blue. I was thinking about changing it to like a gray to kind of match these, but I kind of like bringing this little added blue. I'm just going to go and make this background white because this would obviously be, for my musician, this would be his main camera scene. And so his camera would be back there. So maybe just to give us an idea of what we're looking at, I could put a picture, and let me scroll through my uploads for a moment. Look, there's me. Look, right? Let's just put that as the background. Right, so there's our camera. That's what we're working with. This is going to give us a better idea. All right, so now I got to go through and change all these yellow ones to our new bright color of yellow. And there we go. We changed all that. So now we have our new brighter colors. Let me go and make sure this one's changed. Okay, I would call this scene done. Right, I think that this is good and done and set and ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this. I no longer need that. What I may want to do is, for this particular brand, I may want to have an alternative main screen. And this one is where I could have maybe a webcam down here in the bottom, right? Just a separate webcam in the bottom where I could have, you know, a close-up camera of my hand if I'm playing guitar, right? I'm going to delete that so you don't have to stare at my face this whole time. But then I'm going to go to my elements right here. And these little like shapes are usually called paint, is what I look up to find them. And I want one that is somewhat narrow. There we go. Let's go with that one. Okay. Oh, I think I have one. There we go. So I actually think that one looks pretty good. And so I'm going to rotate it. I want this to kind of form the top of my webcam here. I'm going to make this one a little smaller because I want the line smaller. And if I needed to, I could always make a copy. And with this style, you don't have to be super precise. It's kind of meant to be grungy, and so I can make it a little longer like that if I needed to. Just gonna make another copy, rotate it up, and I'm probably gonna flip it if I can. Yeah, like that. Just because this part is more full, and I'd rather have it connecting here. Right, I can do something like that. Maybe I'll bring this little X back to the top, so that it kind of comes over the top of this webcam. And then I have a nice little spot down here for a secondary camera like my guitar cam, right? All right, so I think that's good. I'm just gonna keep that right there. But the very next thing we're gonna need is we're gonna need a starting soon or be right back or stream ending, right? We have a variety of these and everyone kind of has their own. One thing I just noticed too is this background stayed blue. I wanted to get rid of the blue. So this is how you do it. On this particular one, you can tell there's an effect on it because the effect is highlighted. We can click effects and we can see that there's a background on it. Now I could turn the background off and it loses that shape altogether, but I actually kind of like the background. So I'm just gonna make it black, just like my other one. And so now it blends in and this is good. We're actually gonna use this more. I just wanna make sure this background is black on all of them. Perfect. So now what I wanna do here is I want to basically make the entire page covered with these paint stripes. And I actually want to make this background this bright yellow that we're using here. No, I'm not going to leave it like that. But whenever I copy over these stripes like this, you see how that's just kind of showing through. I think it looks good. Like that. We'll make this one a little larger. Make this one a little bit larger. I don't want a lot of that yellow shining through, but just bits and pieces. Something like that. I think it looks pretty good. So the next thing we're going to do is I take this text right here. I told you I'm just reusing text and I'm just going to type in starting. Right. Then we'll grab this and size it up. And then we'll drag it something like that. I think looks good. Now I'm going to copy this rock and roll. We're just going to type in soon and size it up like this. And I don't necessarily want to go like directly under. I'm just going to kind of go off to the side here like this. Right, and kind of stagger it. I think that looks good. Still a little bit bare bones, so let's add a element behind it, right? So let's go back to our elements. And I just want to type in the words rock and roll. Oh, so some of these are cool. Like, I mean, you could obviously grab like this eat, sleep, rock, right? Set it to your yellow or like a nice white, right? Throw it over here. Like just kind of spice it up. You can definitely go in here and use a lot of these, but what I want to do is I want this guitar right here. I think looks really good. And so I'm going to size it up. For now, I'm going to keep it straight. We may turn it, just see how it looks. Go with our bright yellow. And now let's move it to the back like that. Let's drop our opacity on it. About 50%, right? Actually, I think I do want to add a little rotation to it. So let's rotate it in this direction just a little bit. I actually want to go behind the line chaser too. So maybe the best way is to select my line chaser, move it forward. Because if I'm not careful, all right, I'll have to reorder a few things. 1 second. So this is just a position battle to make sure everything is in the right order that I need it to be in. Sometimes you got to do stuff like that. But there we go. So now I have my guitar that's kind of hanging around here in the back. I do have a shape on top of it that I don't want to be there. So I'm going to take that shape and push it backwards some more. Just like that. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere kind of interesting. I think we're losing a little bit of readability. So let's grab this. We'll go to effects and add a shadow. Now, obviously I don't want a white shadow. I want a black shadow. Just like that. But I want it to have a little bit of blur to it, I think. And a little bit more transparency. You can kind of see it here. I think it separates the words off just a little bit. Maybe we can take a little bit of transparency off. And we're just going to do the same thing to soon. I think that separates it off. I think that's starting to look good. If anything, it's getting a little much. So let me try shifting this back down to the gray color I had originally wanted. Is it better doing this in the gray color? You can tell me. Do you like it? Did you like it better gray or did you like it better blue? I'm going to go with the gray for now. I think that simplifies it down, and I would go back and change all these to the gray as well. Design is all about, you know, making changes, making decisions, a lot of trial and error. Pixels are free. Right, so we're done there. I can take this and I can obviously say be right back, right? And now we have a VR back scene. So keep this going, do whatever you want. Just keep working with it. I think this is good. I think this is solid. This fits this brand really well. Next thing is, I know that he's a musician, but maybe Lion Chaser would like to, you know, stream some video games or watch some videos or something at some point. So I think one of the things he's going to need is he's going to need just a webcam scene, right? Or not a webcam scene, but a like a gaming scene. So one of the first things I like to do is I like to put a picture of a game back here. I don't know why, it just helps me. It's in quite a game, but it'll work. This is a D&D map, I think. So right click, replace the background. So there we go. I have some form of a game back there. So I think what I want to do, and I kind of toyed around with this earlier, and I came up with what I thought was a really cool idea. Is I actually don't really want a webcam border. I feel like that's a little bit edgy. You'll see. We're going to kind of form our own border, but oh, one thing I did want to do while I'm talking about that, I just remembered. Sorry guys if I jump around. I want to actually keep this guitar here, and I wanted to kind of keep it going in through these brands. So keep this guitar kind of consistent. We want it forward, we want it behind those, just like this, right? I think it's kind of cool. We'll put it up on this one too to see what it looks like. Something like that, it kind of comes in, keeps that little musician rocker vibe alive. I liked it. Just kind of using the same imagery throughout is another really good way to establish your branding. But anyway, for what I had here is I want to go and under uploads, I want to go to frames. I'm sorry, go under elements. I don't know why I was under uploads. Let's go for frame. Now that I'm here, I want a rounded frame. Okay, so just like this, and I'm gonna try to size it down. This, always try to look at it in its, in its proper place, in its proper perspective. So let me go through my uploads. Let me put a picture of me in here. Okay, that works. So now I have at least the webcam here. So now let's try to bring some of our elements in. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna scroll back up and look at one of these. What element can I bring in? Okay. I'm gonna bring the guitar in. That's gonna be it for sure, right? I kind of let's just put it behind him. Like that. Yeah, that feels good. That feels cool. Right? So that's one area where we're reproducing the brand, right? We're keeping the branding or the visual identity. Branding and visual identity are very different things, but that's what we're working on. We're gonna keep this lion chaser. I just want to keep that going across. We've kept it on everything else. We'll do 3. And I'll size them down. So let's say we wanted to take it just like this. And I'll actually show you guys how to put this in OBS too, in case you want to take this strategy and reproduce it. Okay, so I can kind of drag it in here. It's gonna be hard to get it precise. Of course, maybe you don't need to. This brand is not necessarily about precision. Kind of like that. I think it looks pretty good. Yeah, I like it. Oh, let's add a like a paint splatter. Can I do a splatter? Yeah, perfect. Okay, so let's drag the splatter down right here. Make it obviously that yellow color. No, I think it nailed it. I'm gonna bring it down just a little so it's not like in your face. But no, I think that's kind of perfect. It is actually up into the face a little bit. So let's rotate it a little. Yeah, let's see. I think it looks good. It's not coming up. There's not like a piece up here in my face where your face would probably be in this. So, okay, this is kind of where I'm at on this brand, right? A lot of times when you're streaming, this is what you need, right? You need a just chatting page or intermission, whatever you want to call it. This is one with a little extra. And then we have a starting soon, be right back. And now we have a webcam. I mean, super simple stuff. We grabbed a branding that we liked. And remember, the original branding was, essentially, let me get my face out of here. Essentially this. And we just grabbed something that we liked and we just kept it going and just kept stealing little pieces of it to build out the brand that we have here. So I think all the rest of this is pretty simple. When you go to export this, make sure when you export this, I'm going to go to share, I'm going to go to download. We want to do it as a PNG with a transparent background. Now, I want to do that for the first page. And I would also do it for page 5 when I get page 5 prepared, but I don't have page 5 prepared. But I will go ahead and download page 1, which will be a transparent PNG. For these other ones, you don't necessarily want them transparent, right? These you're starting soon and be right back. You don't want them transparent. Just export them as a JPEG. With the highest quality, right? So JPEG are much smaller, they're easier to load, and just go with your quality all the way up and specify which pages. So for me, it would be page 3 and 4. All of that is pretty simple. You're gonna put it into OBS as a media source or an image source. Anything that it has motion, so if you decided to make these motion with GIFs or MP4s, you would do it as a media source in OBS. But I do want to show you how to do this right here, because this one is a little tricky, but if it's a trick that once you learn how to do, you'll be able to replicate. So I'm just going to duplicate the page, get rid of this background, and size this up. I always go with the biggest size possible that I can fit, because it will, whenever I put it into OBS, I'll scale it down, but it'll still have that real high quality. So I'm actually going to keep this shape. I'm going to show you a little trick here. Go under photos right here, and so it's going to search free sites, right, for all kinds of photos. You can choose literally anything you want, but for this particular, we're going to make this a green screen. So I'm just going to type in green screen. And just like that, there's some under photos. Now, normally I would tell you to use the brightest one. You've heard me say it a million times. If it hurts your eyes, that's the one. However, it is so close to my yellow. Do you see how close it is to my yellow? And so I'm actually gonna go with a duller green. I may go under magic recommendations and see if there's anything better. There's not. So I'm gonna go with this kind of dull green right here. And all I'm doing is replacing that image. The reason I'm doing that is because I need this shape to be cut out of the guitar. All right, from here, I'm gonna delete the background. I'm gonna click share, and I just press my delete button to delete that. Download, PNG, transparent background. All I want, I don't want all pages, I want page 6, just like that. Click done, click download. And I'm just gonna save it for whatever it says. And I'll minimize this. Now I'm going to give you guys just a moment of, OBS inception. I apologize, but I want to just show you guys how to pull this in. This is from OBS, we're currently streaming. I'm just gonna do my plus sign. I'm gonna go right here to image. Once you have that image up, I'm just gonna do a YT test for YouTube test. Then I can browse to that image that I just saved, which is in my downloads. You can see, I already did this once, but here it is. Just double click on it. There is the image. Perfect. Exactly. Wait a minute. That's not what we wanted, is it? No, not quite what we wanted. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to that image. We're gonna right click and go to filters, or if yours is updated, you can go to filters right here. And hold on, I have the wrong one selected. That was for another video that will be coming out soon. Click filters. Perfect. Now I'll move this over. Now let's see if I can position this in a place that you can see both. There we go. Okay, so you're gonna hit plus and you're gonna go with a chroma key. Just like that. Now, immediately it did it, but you're like, oh, that doesn't look good, Jeff. You're right, it doesn't. And so we're gonna adjust our similarities down. And that actually may, for you, that may fix it. It may be completely done. For me, I can see a little sliver. You see this little sliver of green? I'm gonna try to get rid of that. So I'm gonna bump my smoothness up just a touch. But you're gonna see, if we keep going too far, we're gonna start losing saturation and a little bit of opacity, so we don't want that. So I'm gonna back this back up to right where I see that sliver of green gone. But what I wanna do is I'm actually gonna come back and I'm gonna add a color correction, because I really want to add some saturation back to it, because it lost a little bit of saturation. So I'm just gonna bring that up and really bring those bright yellows back out. And just like that, I'm done. I mean, at this point, I would just size my webcam. Now, unfortunately, my webcam is currently in this shape, but if it weren't, I would just size my webcam to fit into that shape. And if you're curious about how to get the rounded edges that fit, I actually have another video about how to do that using alpha mask in OBS, but this video is long enough. If you want to do it exactly like that and to do this whole effect with your like rounded edges, then I will leave that video linked down in the description and you can go check that out. All right, guys, I really do hope that video was helpful for you. I would love to see what you guys come up with. Canva is putting out so many incredible things now. There's a whole section just for Twitch overlays. I think that's just really, really cool. Anyway, I'd love to see what you guys make. If you make something using the tutorial, join my Discord. It'll be down below. I know I've said description down below. There's a bunch of stuff down there. Just go check it out. It'd probably be cool. But if you want to share what you've made, I have a channel in my Discord called Share Your Art, and it's literally for you to share whatever you've made. I love to see what you guys have created. It really inspires me to keep making content just like this. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, make sure you subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next one.